1,000 seeds per year.
When an average person looks at this, all they see is plants growing. It looks like mass confusion here. But what's really happening is there's a major battle going on, an ecological battle. They're competing by simply trying to get to the sunlight. They're trying to be at the top.
The growth is so relentless, overwhelmed city maintenance services are unable to keep lots cleared. The green invasion is the first step in nature's move to reclaim the lower Ninth Ward homes. As the plants and trees breach roofs, they open new pathways for wind-driven rain. Because wood framing is used in almost 95% of all houses, a microscopic predator is primed for the feast. Serpula lacrimans. It's a fungus commonly known as dry rot.
It goes into wood that has become wet, and it's one of the natural agents that uses that for its food. And so it'll gradually decay it over time.
In southern Louisiana, the humid weather conditions help maintain the wood's moisture content above 20%, the necessary dining environment for healthy fungus to spread. The rot feeds on the very thing that makes wood strong, cellulose, leaving behind a crumbling, spongy mass. Abandoned for only 10 years, these houses are already beginning to collapse. Contrast that with these wood structures that have been abandoned for 100 years, yet remain completely intact. Built on Ross Island in Antarctica in the early 1900s, these huts supported the explorers Robert Scott and Sir Ernest Shackleton. The huts and their contents seem frozen in time. That's because organisms like dry rot and mold thrive in temperate climates. They need warmth and humidity. Antarctica has neither. It is, in fact, one of the driest places on Earth. In New Orleans, the weather is perfect for all the organisms that feast on abandoned homes. Scientists thought the floodwaters would wipe out the most destructive creature here, but it survived, thanks to a bizarre secret. To follow all of your favorite shows on the Weather Channel, go to facebook.com/Weather Channel Originals.
Here's to the very first influencer in your life. Mom. This is how mom shines. Find the perfect Mother's Day gift at Zales, the diamond store.
Heading on a family trip?
Nah, sorry, son. Prices are crazy.
Aw, use Priceline. They have package deals no one else has.
We can do it.
Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Right now, a child is being diagnosed with cancer.
Being a parent of a child who is diagnosed with cancer is a parent's worst nightmare.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital works day after day to find cures and save the lives of children with cancer and other life-threatening diseases.
St. Jude to me inspires hope. It gave me the power to believe that anything is possible.
St. Jude is everything. I feel like they really changed me and my family's life. And I'm really grateful for everything that they do.
In the United States, 1 in 5 kids with cancer still dies. And in many other countries, 4 in 5 kids with cancer will die. You can help change this for kids everywhere.
Children are children. Cancer is cancer. The treatments are the same. Like Danny Thomas said, no child should die in the dawn of life.
St. Jude was founded in the 1960s with the goal that no child should die in the dawn of life. And that means no child, period, anywhere.
You can help St. Jude save lives everywhere. Call, go online, or scan the QR code below right now and become a St. Jude Partner in Hope for only $19 a month. and we'll send you this St. Jude t-shirt you can proudly wear to show your support.
This fight is not over. And that's why donors are so important.
You can help support the mission of St. Jude, finding cures, saving children.
Are we close?
Turn left in 4 miles. No.
¿Cuáles son tus intenciones con mi nieto?
What are your intentions with my grandson?
Life's little problems fixed on Google Pixel, the only phone engineered by Google. Buy Google Pixel 7a and get Pixel Buds A series.
It's unbelievable! Hundreds of millions of lives impacted. One trusted, best-in-class expert team. America's most trusted news network, The Weather Channel.
Vibrant pops of color, soft textures, and coordinated looks. Let your personal style bloom with the Blair Spring Collection. Clothing that fits your life, body, and budget. Casual tops and tees are designed for laid-back or more lively moments. And relaxed fit pants and easy stretch jeans let you comfortably roll with whatever adventure the day may bring. Get $10 off and free shipping at Blair.com with promo code Blair10.
When nature's forces devastate a city, the destruction isn't always immediate. Sometimes, like in New Orleans' lower Ninth Ward neighborhood, it can take many years to reclaim the city from humans. The floodwaters of Hurricane Katrina killed hundreds of residents and turned the ecosystem into a botanical wasteland. Now, abandoned houses are being consumed by nature. The ultimate homewrecker has lived beneath the lower Ninth Ward since the 1960s. And this ravenous creature is no ordinary termite. The subterranean Formosan is the world's most destructive termite species. The reason? A traditional colony of dry wood termites contains several thousand members. A Formosan colony can reach more than 1 million.
They swarm in the springtime and they tear up people's houses, and they're really one of the most feared invasive species here.
The Formosan termite is just kind of this evolved super termite. They have larger colonies than our native termites do. And because they're larger and they mature quicker, a mature Formosan termite colony can eat up to a pound of wood a day.
With so many termites, one colony can overwhelm an abandoned house, reducing support beams to raw pulp, causing walls and roofs to collapse. Many scientists hoped Katrina's floodwaters would drown the ground-dwelling pests. But a study in 2012 revealed that nearly every Formosan colony survived, despite being submerged for weeks. It turns out that the termites had a secret survival technique.
The Formosan termite has this really cool way of sealing its nest. It takes the regurgitated remains of wood pulp and the husks of exoskeletons and mixes it with its saliva and makes a paste that hardens and waterproofs it. So when you have a situation, say in Louisiana with Hurricane Katrina coming through, you'd think, oh, all the waters, they wiped the slate clean. Unfortunately, you still have these mounds of Formosan termites hanging around, waiting for the floodwaters to recede.
The only way to stop future invasions is to cut their food supply. In one section of the lower Ninth Ward, these brightly painted, eco-friendly houses are framed with termite-resistant wood. One innovative solution in the human fight to reclaim the neighborhood from nature.
It's not clear to me who's winning right now. The humans that are trying to make the lower Ninth Ward prim and proper, or nature that's trying to make it wild.
What was once a neighborhood of 14,000 people is now home to 3,000. Only a powerful citywide effort can bring the lower Ninth Ward back to life.
It's an uphill battle. It takes investment of a lot of money. And of course, cities have to make a decision about where that money is best spent.
They just don't have the resources when there's no taxpayers around to pay on the values of the properties. So the city has done an admirable job, but the city can't keep up.
Around the planet, ghostly abandoned places reveal a chilling secret of the Earth. It is part of the natural order for things to fall apart. Nature has many weapons to reclaim what mankind has built.
We've got this interest on the part of nature to get things back into its own vision of what the world ought to be. Our attention span and our persistence is not as persistent as that of nature. And we get distracted. We build a building and then we turn and look away from it. We can't afford to look away from our buildings if we don't want to see them reclaimed by nature.
The battle between man and nature continues. Man's defenses are ingenious, but in the end, nature has one great advantage. Unlike man, nature never stops attacking. Nature never gives up. We have uncovered a remarkable planet, a world of extreme weather, alien landscapes, and bizarre phenomena. It's the most complex system we know of in the universe. That planet is Earth, and we are only beginning to unlock its secrets. For decades, scientists have struggled to understand Earth's most sudden and destructive forces, earthquakes. But if people think they know what causes earthquakes, it's time to think again. New research reveals that quakes can be triggered not just by force deep within the Earth, but also by the revolutionary new way of extracting energy from the ground called fracking.
To me, as a research scientist dealing with natural hazards, the idea that humans can cause earthquakes is well known actually in the scientific community.
Scientists now fear that man-made quakes can morph into giants of frightening destructive power. Get ready to uncover the strange secrets of man-made quakes. Prague, Oklahoma, November 5th, 2011. Residents of this quiet town are unaware that their community is about to experience its worst day in history. The disaster begins with an ominous roar. Then glass begins to shatter. Walls buckle as the earth comes alive with something unheard of in this region, a magnitude 4.7 earthquake. But much worse is yet to come.
The Prague earthquake started with a magnitude 4.7 foreshock that did damage to local residents. Things like cracked brick facade, cracked chimneys.
As Jerry Loveland's house begins to come apart, her family cowers in terror.
It was really scary. It was like being in a horror movie, and that's the honest truth.
Ominous aftershocks rattle the area all day.
The glass would rattle in our windows, but nothing bad, so we just cleaned up.
But the Earth's fractured crust is hardly finished with Prague, Oklahoma. At 10:53 p.m., it roars to life again.
An earthquake right now.
This time with a magnitude 5.6 event, more than 20 times bigger than the night before.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
It's the biggest in the state's recorded history, rattling windows as far away as Wisconsin.
That was way bigger than what we just felt earlier.
The shaking was so strong and these instruments are so sensitive that the shaking was actually off scale on the initial instruments we placed in the area.
Our chimney fell through our roof and knocked the whole ceiling out of that. We had cracks everywhere. It was a mess and scary.
Events like the Prague disaster are becoming shockingly commonplace in America's once quiet heartland.
The number of earthquakes that we're now having in Oklahoma surpasses the rate of earthquakes in California, which is on a major plate boundary and is twice the size of Oklahoma. So it really is incredible, this surge in earthquakes we've seen in parts of the central U.S. over the past decade.
As the shaking increases, so does the sense of dread.
We do have a number of neighbors who, every little tremor, she'll call and she'll say, "Did you feel that? Did you feel that?"
You're kind of waiting for the next shoe to drop. You know, like when's is it going to get bigger, or are we going to have another one?
Whoa. What was that?
That was an earthquake.
With the rise in quakes comes a frantic search for answers, a search that begins with a new way of drilling for oil, hydraulic fracturing, or fracking.
Hydraulic fracturing is the process of injecting water into rocks that had oil or gas in them. So as we inject this water at very high pressures, we break this rock right around the well bore to then enhance the amount of oil and gas that comes out of a well.
Fracking itself does not create major quakes, but it does produce billions of gallons of highly polluted wastewater, which drillers get rid of by injecting it deep into the Earth's fragile crust. It's that wastewater injection, say scientists, that's causing the Earth to shake.
An increase in seismicity in the middle part of the United States over the last several years can be pretty definitely attributed to the injection of wastewater to great depths in the Earth's crust.
It might be comforting to think that quakes caused by humans have to be minor annoyances rather than deadly catastrophes. But while it might be comforting, it's dead wrong.
There's no general law that says that human activity causes only small earthquakes.
In fact, scientists who study man-made quakes are troubled by a basic rule of seismology, that for every 10 smaller quakes, you tend to get one that's an entire magnitude larger.
On average, for every magnitude 7 earthquake, there are 10 magnitude 6 earthquakes, and 100 magnitude 5 earthquakes, and 1,000 magnitude 4s, and so on and so forth.
This is particularly true in places where fracking might awaken giant hidden faults.
So when you have lots of small earthquakes, you worry that you might get some big earthquakes.
In Oklahoma itself, some seismologists and oil company representatives try to minimize the danger.
The seismologists and that all have been telling us that it was a normal event. You know, things are going to shift, they're going to settle, and they're going to steadily go away.
But most independent Earth scientists disagree. The danger will be limited to small earthquakes.
This goes counter to pretty much everything we know about the statistics of earthquakes. When you have a bunch of small earthquakes, it makes it actually more likely that you'll have more earthquakes.
The reason is that one of the major causes of earthquakes are earthquakes themselves.
When an earthquake happens, stress is relieved on the part of the fault that ruptures. However, stress is also redistributed onto surrounding areas of that fault. So areas of the fault surrounding the original rupture are now actually closer to failure because of the original earthquake.
So scientists today are racing to uncover the secrets of how tiny humans on Earth's surface can cause giant quakes deep within the crust. And as disasters like plague multiply around the planet, they fear they're in a race against time.
Trying vapes to quit smoking might feel like progress, but with 3 times more nicotine than a pack of cigarettes, vapes increase cravings, trapping you in an endless craving loop. Nicorette reduces cravings until they're gone for good.
Humans have evolved many skills. Fighting bugs isn't one of them. That's why STEM harnesses active ingredients found in plants that target nerves bugs have, but you and your family don't. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Stouffer's makes you happy full.
Kids, dinner!
With 2 times the meat and 3 kinds of cheese, you can't be anything but happy full. Stouffer's.
Hi, I'm Darlene, and I lost 40 pounds with Golo in just 8 months.